Hi, I'm Erica and I live fully off-grid with my husband and 2 kids. Today we're going to show you a few of the last minute things we've been cleaning up and taking down, putting away before winter hits. This is my first time living in a home as an adult with a wood stove. And that means I'm learning a lot about maintenance and how to use them, clean them. And I'll be honest, I was absolutely terrified to try to clean these windows. They looked so greasy, caked on dark grime that I just assumed this is just going to be horrible. So it took me a long time to even want to attempt it. I did some research about different methods that people recommend and decided to go with dipping a paper towel in a little bit of warm water, dipping that in the ash, and then using that to scrub the glass. And I was shocked at how easy this came off. It was really quick, probably took me 5-10 minutes, and I have clean glass. And this is just a lesson to me. This happens to me every once in a while where I have something built up in my head. I'm thinking it's just gonna be the worst. But then I go to do it and I'm like, man, why didn't I do this sooner? Just do a little bit of research, find out what you can try, go for it, and now you know how to do it and you know how long it takes you. And it's just silly how we make up these things to be such a big deal in our heads when they are really not at all. So after cleaning the glass in the wood stove in the kitchen, I took out a bunch of the ash, did a little bit of sweeping, dusting on it, just wanting to prep this stove for the long and hard use it's going to get in the winter months coming up. This wood stove also has an oven compartment at the bottom. Now, this glass proved a lot trickier, and obviously it's because food has been cooked in there, and we all know that oven grease and grime is never fun to scrub. And I just had to take a minute to show you the amazing windstorm we were having. So many leaves blowing around and the trees swaying back and forth and creaking. It was pretty fun to watch. So this oven door took a little more elbow grease, and I didn't get it perfect. I didn't have a ton of time to dedicate to this. So that's okay. It is improved. And now I'm going to move on to the wood stove in the living room, give it a quick dusting, and clean the glass on this door as well. Now, we did already clean the chimneys for both of these stoves, and I'll link the video where we did that here. And you may notice there is a rusty color all over the sides of this wood stove. And I've tried to do some research, try to figure out how we can fix this, what we can do to give it that nice shiny black look and remove the rust. And I haven't really found anything too helpful. There was some people that say, you just need to scrub off all the rust, use a drill and attach a wire brush to it or something, but I'm not moving the stove outside to do that. So anyway, if you have any knowledge or suggestions in that area, please let me know, because we'd love to get these into tip-top shape and we're not sure how to do that. But look how beautiful that clean glass looks. I just love the look of wood stoves, and I'm excited to be having consistent fires in these as the weather gets colder. We used this super cheap camping hammock all summer long just as a place to hang out. Swing the kids in it. They have absolutely loved it. And it is time for it to come down. It's getting a little bit cold and it's very damp here, so it seems to always be wet anyway. So I'm taking it down and just hanging it up to allow it to fully dry inside. And then once it is, I will put it into its little pouch and it'll be stored until next year. Although I would like to get a larger one that we can all fit in, like one of those big family hammocks. So we might look into that for Christmas or something. But now I'm removing the ropes around the trees that held up the hammock, and then I'll put that away as well. And we can again walk through between these two trees. The next area I want to tackle is our chicken coop. And we have been using the deep litter method. And honestly, I haven't done a ton of research about this. So if I'm explaining something wrong, please comment below and correct me. But basically with this, you put down your bedding in the coop, and then you just slowly add more bedding on top of the poop instead of removing the poop every time. So like I am using wood shavings, and so we're just adding wood shavings on top of the chicken poop every day or two. Well, I thought we had a better option than this, but this is what we'll use to shovel out the wood shavings from the chicken coop. So we've been doing this for about 6 months. That's how long we've lived here and about how long we've had these chickens. Just been sprinkling wood shavings on their poop, and it does really well at keeping the smell down. But eventually you've got a lot of buildup in there and it does start to stink, and so I thought the fall, just before the winter hits, would be a good time to just remove this all and add some new shavings back in. I believe if you leave this for a certain amount of time, and I'm not sure how long that would be, it's definitely longer than 6 months, but it will turn into fantastic garden compost. So again, I'm not sure like what that process looks like. Right now, I'm just removing all the bedding and creating a pile in the trees close to the chicken coop. And eventually we'll probably figure that out and perhaps add it to our compost once we get a compost bin functioning for the rest of our compost. But for now, this is what we're doing. There's so much to figure out and plan as a new homesteader, and everything always takes longer than we think it will. So anyway, if you have any suggestions as to how you would deal with this, or if you use a different method for dealing with the bedding, let me know. I'm open to hearing all the different options and figuring out what is best and changing what I'm doing if it makes sense. Alright, it's not perfect, but it is good enough. I had it in my head that I was going to bring a wheelbarrow full of wood shavings to fill this up, and then try to get the wheelbarrow through to the lean-to where the wood shavings are, and that didn't work out. And then I realized I don't actually have to bring that much wood shavings over. It's not a huge coop, and I've got a decent sized bucket, so we'll just fill up the bucket a couple of times and make a couple of trips. And they're very, very short trips, so it's not a problem at all. The next project is cleaning out some windows, both inside and out. And this is another thing, just like the wood stove, like it is disgusting. So many dead mosquitoes in there. So many spider webs, cobwebs, dirt and grime buildup in there. And we lived here for 6 months and I haven't cleaned out these few windows until now. And I'm just like, man, why didn't I do this sooner? So satisfying to finally do it. So first I got my vacuum out and just vacuumed out everything that I could, all the grooves at the bottom and all around, just getting as much as I could with my vacuum. I'm going in with my homemade natural cleaning spray. I have a blog post with that recipe. I'll link it below. It's very easy. And I'm just scrubbing around with a scrubbing brush, and I'm also going to use some Q-tips. Just help to get in those little nooks and crannies. And then just paper towel to get the rest of it out. I also have a homemade glass cleaner recipe that I love and use all the time, and I'll leave that recipe below as well. I also have printable labels for all of my DIY cleaning and personal care products that I have on my blog, and so on those blog posts you can access those as well. The feeling of satisfaction is so great when you finally tackle a project that you've been thinking about, that has been staring you in the face. Look at those mosquitoes. Oh my gosh. Staring you in the face. You know, every time you go in the bathroom, you see that nasty window. And it reminds you again and again that you still haven't cleaned me. And so finally tackling it, and you know, it probably took like 20 minutes, half an hour max to finally get that done. And now every time I see it, I see a beautiful clean window. So whatever that is for you, just go get it done and you'll feel so much better. So now I'm on the outside of the bathroom window, getting all the cobwebs off of that and just cleaning the glass from the outside because it is quite dirty on that side as well. Then I'm moving over and doing the same thing on one of our bedroom windows because I'm there and I may as well. Now I'm doing the same thing to one of my bedroom windows that desperately needs a vacuum and a wipe down. There weren't nearly as many mosquitoes in this window, but the grime was comparable. was so much gunk and webbing on the outside of the 1-bedroom window that I decided to take the vacuum out to tackle that one, because just using a stick to try to get it all off probably wouldn't have been as effective. And I really wanted to get this window looking great, looking nice before winter and before I can't do stuff like take a vacuum outside quite as easily. All this stuff around the window I still used a stick to get off. I don't want to put a ton of gunky stuff through my, good indoor vacuum. I could have gotten the shop vac for this, but using a stick was easy enough. You ever start cleaning something and then you finish what you intended to do, but then you just are on a roll, so you just keep on cleaning. You see something needs to be done, you just keep doing it. I just kept on going around the house with my stick, getting down as many webs as I could, and it made a difference. Winter is getting closer, and there are a couple of things we just need to put away before it snows, and the sunshades are one of them. So Mark is taking them down. They were still a little bit frosty, so we decided to leave them out, just draped over our patio set out there, and it was going to be still above freezing for the next couple of days, so we let these dry out as much as we could and then folded them up and stored them in the basement. Lastly, we have the clothesline. We won't be drying anything out there in the winter, and I suppose we could have left it up, but it would have needed to be tightened anyway, and it does obstruct the view of the lovely river from my kitchen window, so if I'm not going to be using it for 6 months, I would rather it be gone and not blocking my view. So we put it away, and it'll be brought out again in the spring. It gets very warm in our loft thanks to the wood stove heat, so that's where the clothes will be drying from now on. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to our channel if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.